Alright, so welcome to another episode of Lise is Live. I'm your girl Lise, and today I want to talk about, I want to further expand on my political video that I made. My last video, I talked about politics, and it was just kind of just this broad or maybe general of like current politics, but I want to talk about politics as a whole, as a process, as this American democratic process that it's supposed to be. I think that what it's supposed to be versus what it actually is two completely different things. And I think that really explains why there are two different Americas. Like, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there is definitely two Americas going on simultaneously at the same time. And for a long period of time, one America controlled the other, and then we're here. Like, there's there was a forced share, there is a forced like control, and then now there's more of a like subtle but still very strong control over the other America. And so you asking me two different Americas. So what's the difference? In one America, the America that thinks that 1776 is the beginning of our union, the America that thinks that everyone is equal, like everyone right now is equal, like in every instance of that word, like, oh, everyone is equal, everyone has a fair chance, like I did it, you can do it too, like that kind of equal, not like they actually see the shit. But anyway, America in which you know Christian values, family values, strong capitalism, like a very strong emphasis on capitalism and what it takes to maintain that system. Like, that's what this America values. And then in the other America, the one that's also going on is the people who have no choice but to participate in such a system because clearly it holds like a major control over how you function within this territory of America. Everything costs money. Nothing is free. No one is giving you anything for free. And Georgia is knocking at the door, but she cannot be trusted out here right now. But anyway, so in this other America, yeah, you have people who are the actual, like, victims of such a violent, destructive, um, largely unequal system. Um, yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of it. And in those Americas, I'm sure you have, your Democrats, your liberals, the poor, the rich. You have it all in both Americas. Like, both Americas has both. One just tries not to acknowledge the ones, so they see them as like filth. They're like, something that's just fucked up. It needs to be taken care of. They don't see the humanity. They just see how it's like disturbing them. Versus the people who have, on the other America, who literally have no fucking resources, who literally have nothing, who don't trust, who have issues like mental issues, health issues, who don't trust the system because maybe they did in the past. There are a lot of veterans that are homeless. There are a lot of there's a lot, like, I didn't want to get into the identity of the Americas. I just say the difference in the Americas because even within those identities, there's a lot more. So I leave it at the Americas, so everyone, so everyone can feel included in this. And yeah, so there's two different Americas. And so to think that we have this universal, like, democratic process that is seeing that everyone's needs is getting met, it's preposterous. I don't understand why we playing ourselves. We are really playing ourselves as a country right now. And it is evident in who our president is. It is evident in the state of crisis our communities are. Like, it's very evident, and yet we just want to, for the most part, it seems like the politicians just want to keep things the way they are, like, because it's benefiting them in some kind of way, which probably is monetarily. Whereas the rest of us are just kind of like, I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life. I know my rent is hella expensive. I know my job don't pay me enough. I know my fucking family isn't here legally. Like, it's a lot of turmoil just to participate in the system. And hopefully you're not being discriminated against, because that happens all the goddamn time. Hopefully you're not being exploited, because that happens all the goddamn time. Like, people aren't just making shit up, like, in one America. People aren't just making shit up. Like, shit is real out here. You may think that you understand, but if you're not from here, if you don't have to survive in these kind of conditions some way, then how do you know what's best for the people in that way? I don't. And you could say, what about the other America? You could say that about them, right? It's clear that one has the control and one doesn't. So, sorry, control, if you're not going to be in control. Like, maybe the fact that you've been in control is why we're so fucked up. Like, you ever think about that? We've been fucked since we started, and you've been in control since we started. So maybe the problem is you. I don't know. And then you want to make America great again. That is just the dumbest. To me, that is just like the dumbest, like, slogan you could have had. Because first off, even if your intention is to reach out to, like, racist voters, people who feel disenfranchised in one America, right? People who feel like they've been neglected in one America, right? Just because you say things to them doesn't mean that that's actually going to help them. And they're going to realize that. Like, I feel like both Americas have that issue, where someone is speaking to them or trying to, get their vote, get their money, get whatever, right? Get their, they want you to vote for them, and yet they don't even know how you live. Like, they don't care about how you live. They just want you to subscribe to what they think is best. And usually what's best is only best for people like them. It's just like, I'm not even outside, like, inside looking in, that's what we have. That's what American democratic process is. It is who is getting paid by, corporations, who has, like, lobbying it's a business. And we just stand for it because, corporations are people? Well, if they're people, they're like the richest people among us. And so I feel like they have to take on more to take care of the rest of us. Because, I say that, to take care of the rest of us within this capitalistic system. Like, if we gonna keep this capitalistic shit, then we gonna make it equal. We're gonna make it equal, and we're gonna take care of people, and we're not gonna let people be homeless. We're not gonna let people die because they can't afford, medical procedures and shit. Like, that's just how a healthy society should be. And I think a lot of people in both Americas feel that way. I think a lot of people in both Americas want what's best for their family, the future of their family. I think they want not to be discriminated against and disenfranchised. I don't know. I think a lot of people in both of the Americas have a lot more in common than they think, And within, like I said, like, even within the one America, you have different levels of that. You got elites, you got, government officials, you got uh, politicians, CEOs of corporations and shit. You got all these people. You got their families. You got, the societies in which they run in one side, and then in that same America, you got fucking, dirt poor Joe, who live out in Kentucky somewhere and who ain't really doing well. Every president, it doesn't matter who the president's been, he has to been doing well. So, he just notices a lot more Mexicans, and he don't know about that. Like, he don't know about that. And so when Trump is like, well, it's because of them, okay, like, it's no surprise, right? It's no surprise why those people are turned into, are not turned, but are enabled. They're enabled because the president is enabling them. And so, even though the rich people within their America is the ones that's taking advantage and disenfranchising and hurting and it's doing all the bullshit, at least they're all white. I guess that's what's most important, is that they're just all white, and so they can feel better about themselves because they're better. They think they're better than us. So I don't know. I'm sorry, white America. I said I wasn't going through the colors, but I think it's clear that one is white and then the other one is everybody else, right? Everybody else, and I say everybody else because it is. It's hella different groups with hella different interests for their groups and valid interests for their groups. So hey, we out here, we're doing what we're gonna do. But two Americas have always been two Americas, and until we realize and accept that, then we can do something about it. But if we don't even want to acknowledge that, we want to act like we're all in the same thing. Just because we're all occupying the same space does not mean that we're all on the same system. We're all on the same track. You don't know what your neighbor is going through. I don't know what my neighbors be going through, even though we live on the same street. So it is. It's a lot going on, and it would behoove us to really reach over into these different spaces and places and maybe try to understand if we want there to just be one America. But if we don't, then we know we need to at least deal with the people in our group so we can understand what it is our needs are. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that.